Welcome to Rom Wills Money Matters. One thing that will make prices go down. One thing that will make prices go down. Yeah, if people don't spend the money. Oh man, you know what? I check out different things like rental prices. That's a good one right there. Rental prices of different buildings, areas, and everything. It gives you a good indication what's going on. Like I knew someone where they were living a few years ago when the rent prices were going up. Their rent went up significantly, maybe $300. And she got to talking with them. They cut it down a little bit, but not by that much. You know, and it was just at the time people were willing to pay it. People were real pressed to pay that money. There was a demand for rental places, so people who had places to rent, they went up in money. But funny thing happened, because now these days we got a record number of evictions. That's a major issue. All of a sudden, people not getting these rental places like they used to. All of a sudden, a lot of places are going down. They're going down in their prices, because I started checking random places that it would indicate how much they would charge. I was like, oh my goodness. I remember looking at that same place when I was looking for where I was thinking about moving to. And I was like, wow, those prices have gone down. Wow. I'm like, shoot. Hell, might have thought about it otherwise. But seriously, you start thinking about it. And that's just rent. You look at some of this food, like eggs. Eggs are starting to go down. From what I've seen, I don't really get eggs, but I'm seeing the prices go down. People couldn't afford the prices. Now, I don't know how far they've gone down, but if you look at anything, if people not spending the money and people don't buy it, the people who have the product or the service, they still have to make money. That's when they start cutting. That's when you get those sales. Like you go to these retail stores, they always have like a major sale. Like you can get it at a cheap price. They trying, shoot, the prices have to go down. Nobody bought it. Or here's a better example. Like in the retail market, they always had the clearance racks and everything, like in department stores. You know, you go in there, it's real cheap. It's real cheap. Why? Nobody bought it when it was the original price, even with the sales. And they try and get rid of it, so the price goes down. That's why, in fact, you get some people who actually make money. They got the money. They could buy something full price, no sale. They just head straight for the clearance racks. They head straight for the clearance racks. In fact, that's why you have so many, I forgot the exact term for it, but those stores that sell like off-season brands or some clothing, they get it from like the major department stores, just sell it at a cheaper price. People buy it. You notice most of those like retail stores that sell the discounted items aren't complaining. You notice they not really complaining. I hadn't really seen too much about them. It's usually the expensive places, but people not buying it. See, understand something, in this economy, you got to have people who actually buy the products. I don't care what the price is. If people just kind of boycott it, just say, well, we're not going to pay that for it. Oh, the prices come down. I don't care what the product is. Because the business, they have to make money. And honestly, the way they mark up the prices anyway, no matter how far they go down, typically, well, they will have to almost go down. They'll never go past what they had to pay for it. But they can bring it very close because they're trying to make money. You know, if you get a bunch of people who say, we're not going to spend that money on that, we're not going to buy that product, the businesses not only are in danger of going out of business, but, you know, they'll change a lot of stuff. Seriously, if you get a boycott. Now, one of the things with that, though, might not happen because people are psychologically connected to buying a lot of things. That's what keeps, like some people will buy it, and then you get some people psychologically, they want to feel like, oh, we're above them. We can pay this and everything. Okay, fine. But if you get a bunch of people say, I'm not going to pay for that at that price, oh, it's going to come down. People just they'll come up and make a deal. They will make a deal. Somebody tried I was at a comic book convention and stuff, and somebody was trying to sell me a rare comic. And they said, well, I could sell it to you for this, but I'll give it to you for this. And my mind is thinking, okay, that's because nobody's probably bought it at what you were trying to sell it for, which was a whole lot. I was like, shoot. I was like, nah. Yeah, I hope you get somebody for it. But that's the thing, though. When people, and like I say, psychologically, some people will buy something just so they can say they got it. But another thing is, a lot of people aren't like that. They just can't afford it. And they trying to still make money. And, no matter how far they bring it down, they'll make a little bit. But it still affects other stuff. But that's the thing. The prices, they talking about inflation and all of that. They only charge the prices because they can. They want to make that money. But they still need the cooperation of the consumer. The consumer has a lot of power. People don't realize, consumers don't realize that. But you, as a consumer, you got a lot of power. If you don't spend money at some place or you don't buy a product, shoot, they might not even make it anymore. You influencing basically the market. And when consumers as a group realize that, oh, a lot of stuff will come down. They can say inflation all they want because businesses still got to make money. Businesses still got to make money. You got to keep the stock prices good and everything. So, at the very least, you can say, well, this need to be on sale. Seriously. In fact, there's been several times I might have talked with a vendor or something. They really trying to sell me something. And I was like, oh, man, I don't know if I got that. Well, what if I give it to you for this? In fact, in some parts of the world, I heard in Africa, somebody from Africa say, okay, what's the real price? You gave them a price. They gave a price, and then they'll say, what's the real price? Which means less than what they told you. Hey, but that's how it is. I don't care what the product is, the service is. If somebody say, I'm not going to pay that, and you get a critical mass of people ain't going to pay that, they got to come down because they still got to make money. So it's something to think about. It's something to think about, all right? So anyway, that's all for now. Y'all know the deal. Let's go make that money.